What's up, guys? We are the Guild Masters of Anime. I am your DM, Ibex, here with my DMA.
Yori, what's up, guys?
And so today we are going to be bringing you one of the most misunderstood heroes of anime time. He was unjustly prosecuted for crimes he did not commit, and the entire country and his allies who were supposed to help him fight the war that they were fighting all turned against him.
Yeah, that's because they're idiots.
They all were idiots.
God.
Every single one of them, especially the main one.
I know. They gave me so many headaches.
They did. We are obviously talking about Naofumi from Rise of the Shield Hero.
Yes, sir.
The true hero of the
story.
show.
Yeah. Man. Out of 4, he's the only one that actually
He's the only one that had a brain from the get-go. Like the... was it the sword and arrow or bow hero developed a brain later on? The spear hero took the longest.
Yeah.
I still don't even think he's truly developed one.
Not really.
No.
Not in the show, at least.
I feel like us saying this is going to encourage people to say, hey, why don't you go ahead and build them?
I don't want to.
I don't want to now either.
I don't want to put myself in those shoes, man.
But I think us saying that is going to prompt people to say, hey, why don't you go ahead and build them then?
Yeah, I can see that happening. But hey, if they request it,
we'll do it. Whether we like it or not.
So, to start off, the race is a little bit wonky on this one because we are going to recommend Mark of the Sentinel. It is glitchy. I saw it. Anyways, Mark of the Sentinel Human, which is from, I forgot, Eberron, right?
Yes.
So, it's from the Eberron source book. If you don't have that, we're going to recommend going with Variant Human.
Yes.
So
Mark of the Sentinel Human, it gives you
an extra language.
It gives you an extra language. It gives you abilities that correlate to using shields.
Yes.
You get Guardian Shield, Vigilant Guard, Guardian, and different abilities like that.
Yes.
They all correlate to how Naofumi as a shield hero is, like how how he operates in combat. It does give you a couple of spells to also further help your,
allies?
Help your allies. But like it gives you more things you're able to do in combat.
Yes.
Now, the reason, if you do not have that, the reason why we recommend going Variant Human is you get that free feat. And the free feat, the feats that we're going to go over, obviously we'll go at the end, but it's going to be the one that gives you your proficiency with your shield.
Yes. So, just real quick, you're also going to get a bump to your Constitution and your Wisdom. Constitution is going to be imperative for this build because Naofumi is very sturdy. You are the shield of the party. So you're going to be taking damage. You're going to be wanting those attacks targeted towards you, and you want to be able to stay in the fight.
Yeah.
That being said, the build that we're going to do incorporates 2 classes that don't get proficiency in shields.
Yes.
Doesn't make sense for the shield hero. So with that free feat, either from your first ASI or from Variant Human, is going to be moderately armored. That will give you your proficiency with medium armor, which you're not going to use, and your proficiency with shields. Which
we 100% need.
Yes.
100%. But going into the classes, so it's a multi-class of Rogue and Wizard. Now, bear with us, because it sounds a little weird, but bear with us.
Yep.
So for Rogue, you're going to take 6 levels. Now, at your first level, you get your proficiencies. You're going to take Intimidation, because Naofumi's had to scare people multiple times due to the fact that with what he was being accused of, nobody really trusted him, nobody wanted to work with him, so he had to kind of intimidate people into aiding him when he truly needed it.
Yes.
Your Perception, Athletics, and Stealth.
Yep.
So those are the proficiencies you're going to go with.
Yep.
And for your expertise that you get, you will obviously go for Perception and Intimidation, because as a shield hero, you have to be aware of what's around you. You have to be aware of any danger coming towards you or your party.
You should be the first one to know that something's coming, so that you can get everyone in line.
Exactly.
Now, I will say the reason for the athletics is because going off of just your stats alone, obviously roll for your stats or use the point array if you want, but you are going to not really invest a lot in your strength.
No.
So the reason for picking athletics is just to kind of mitigate that. If you want to stick closer to the character, obviously athletics doesn't really fit, but we're just trying to make this as playable as a character as possible, along with sticking close to Naofumi.
Exactly. So with this particular build, you're obviously, like we said, your constitution is going to remain one because you got to be beefy, you got to be sturdy and be able to take hits. Follow that with dexterity and intelligence, because your dexterity obviously makes it harder for you to hit, and as a shield, using a shield, you want to be able to defend without being hit as much as possible, and your intelligence plays into your spellcasting.
Yes.
Now, continuing with level 1 of rogue, sneak attack, you get it, but you don't use it.
Yep.
Because Naofumi does not attack. So that's kind of one of those things that you get, but you're not going to use.
I mean, he hits with the shield. He smacked a couple people with it. But you wouldn't really get a sneak attack off of that. So.
And then you get Thieves' Cant, which with Naofumi's dealing with like the underground market where he got Raftalia, like he has to be able to work with the underbelly of society, which comes into the Thieves' Cant.
Yep. Makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Level 2, you're going to get Cunning Action. This is what's going to let you... Sorry. This is what's going to let you take bonus action to dash, disengage, or hide. Dash is important because you want to stay as fast on your feet as possible to get in front of the attackers. And disengage is much of the same reason. You don't want to get caught up fighting some musclehead in front of you when your allies are getting attacked. Yeah. Disengage from him, get back in front of your allies, let them do the fighting. Level 3, you're going to get your roguish archetype. Now, I suggest going with Mastermind. Reason for this is Naofumi is not only the shield of the party, but he tends to be the tactician. He tends to be the mastermind of all their plans. He is the leader of his little band of group.
As the hero he should be. Exactly.
So he has to be able to have that mindset, that tactical mind, right? What this will give you is proficiency with a disguise kit, which obviously Naofumi doesn't really use. He did hide his identity a little bit when he was getting hunted by some of the soldiers. Yeah. But that mainly constituted of kind of just putting on a hood.
Yeah, like hood activate.
Yeah. Forger kit, which again you don't see him use it in the anime, but I mean there's nothing saying that he can't, considering the shield lets him understand all languages. True. You also get a gaming set of your choice. I suggest going with chess because he's from our world. He brings chess into the new world, right?
Right. Yeah. He's a a salesperson?
I think so.
He's a salesperson by trade.
Something like that. Yeah.
It meant he could make a killing off that.
Yeah.
But you do also get 2 languages. Choose which ones you feel is best. The ones that we picked were Deep Speech and Elvish. Yeah. But that's entirely up to your choice. You do also get Master of Tactics, which plays into the tactical mindedness that Naofumi has. Yep.
What this ability does is you can use the help action to aid an attacking creature. So the target of the attack can be within 30 feet rather than 5 feet of you. So basically you're able to help your allies from further away than you normally would be. Yes. Again, very helpful for being the shield of the party.
Exactly.
So personally, use your ASIs to bump your dexterity, wisdom, intelligence, and your constitution. Yes. After that, we'll go over the feats at the end, like we always do.
Like we always do.
So 5th level, you're going to get Uncanny Dodge. This lets you, as long as you can see the attack coming, you can use your reaction to half the damage that you're going to take. Stay in the fight.
As long as you can.
Exactly.
As long as possible. Level 6, you get Expertise. We recommend Stealth is the main one that we recommend. But you can, your other one, just choose whichever one you feel is best. We went with Athletics, just to kind of give it more of a rounded build. Yeah. But that is entirely up to you. Yes. Now, with that, we're going to move on to Wizard. You're taking 14 levels of Wizard. Yep. Now, the reason why we chose Wizard is because anyone who's watched Shield Hero knows his shield transforms into multiple different types of shields. They all have different types of abilities. There is no shield in D&D that does that. And in order to homebrew it, that would be such a massive undertaking.
It would be.
That it makes more sense to go Wizard and have your arcane focus be that jewel that was in the middle of his shield, and the effects that the shield have is your spells.
Yep. Makes perfect sense.
It makes a lot of sense, and it's a lot easier on you, your DM, or people like us, because that would be a huge undertaking to try and
don't
make
ask us to
shield.
Do it, please. Don't do it. Don't ask.
We're not offering homebrew items right now.
Yeah, but if they ask, we'd have to.
Would we?
And I don't want to.
I don't think they would have said anything if you hadn't, so shut up.
I mean,
so first level, you get your hit points. You don't gain proficiencies, your spell casting, and your arcane recovery, which allows you to recover spell slots up to a certain level per short rest.
Yep.
Then level 2, you get your arcane tradition, which we went with School of Abjuration.
Yep.
I don't know if I said that correctly. It sounded weird, but
Abjuration.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
So the reason you're going with Abjuration, Abjuration.
It wasn't me.
I'm the one that messed up. So the reason you're going for that is primarily for the Arcane Ward. This lets you use your magic to create a shield, go figure, around you or your allies later on.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is playing straight into Naofumi. You want to take as much damage, absorb as much damage, and mitigate the damage that your allies take.
Yes.
And that's what Arcane Ward will let you do.
Yeah, so level 4 ASI, level 6 is the projected ward, which he was just talking about, where it allows you to, you see a creature within 30 feet, you take damage, you can have your ward go and protect them as long as they're within 30 feet of you.
There's your air shields right there.
Exactly. Again, furthering along him being the shield hero.
Yep.
Level 8, you get, again, another ASI. Level 10, you get improved abjuration, which, so when you cast an abjuration spell that requires an ability check, you can add your proficiency bonus to that check, making it easier for you to cast your spells. As Naofumi got better with his shield, he was able to use the abilities and the effects easier, and this allows you to do that.
Yep. At level 12, you get another ASI, and at level 14, you're going to get spell resistance. This will give you advantage on saving throws against spells and resistance to the damage of spells. So it's going to help you stay in the fight longer and make those saves. Mix that with your nimbleness from Rogue, and you are a tough person to put down.
Absolutely.
Which, as you should be as the shield hero. I mean, you see him, even at the beginning, the little balloon monsters, couldn't even damage him.
Yeah, that's right.
He carried them around while they were biting him.
Just to get
and
back.
that's exactly what this build will let you do.
Yeah.
Lower level monsters, you can use them as pets and intimidation tools.
Or meat shields.
Or meat shields, yeah. Just throw them at the opponent.
Alright, so the spells we're not going to go over because there's just such a massive multitude of spells that you could use to duplicate the effects of Naofumi's shields. Just know that the majority of them are not going to be attack spells. Yes. They're going to be buffs, protections, stuff like that. There are a couple of shields that he has that do damage, so there are going to be a couple of spells, but for the most part, it's going to be protection and buffs and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you want to stick to playing as Naofumi, don't go after things like Fireball. There is a spell that you will unlock later on that will mimic the Rage Shield, which is attack oriented. But that's not until higher level spells get unlocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely stick with buff and debuff spells, control the battlefield, help your allies, and absorb that damage for them.
Yes. Now, moving on to the feats. The first feat that you were going to need to take this one. This is a required. You have to take this. It is moderately armored.
Yeah, I already went over that in the beginning.
I know, but I'm going over it again in case people decide to skip or forgot.
Okay, fine.
So moderate armored increases your strength or dexterity up by 1, so definitely bump that dexterity score. But it gives you that proficiency with the shield that you need, absolutely need.
Yes.
Now, the next one, it's the feat's called Shield Master. It has 2 effects. One, you won't use it often until like higher level, possibly, but it's
I still would.
It's a Shield Master shove where if you attack on your turn, you can use your shield to try and push back the opponent. The second one is Shield Master Evasion, where you can add your AC bonus to your Dexterity saving throw against an effect that targets only you, not anyone else, but only you specifically. And if an effect allows half damage on success, you can use a reaction to take no damage at all, keeping you in that fight even longer.
Exactly. So the first part of that is things like spells or attacks that are targeting only you, so single ones. And then the second part of that is things like area effects like Fireball.
Exactly.
Fireball no longer touches you because you're the shield hero.
Exactly. Just like that.
Exactly. So the second feat that we recommend is Tough. So Tough feat will raise your maximum HP higher, so you can stay in the fight longer. The more HP you got, the harder it's going to be to put you down.
Yes.
Next is Mounted Combatant. I had to slow that down. I really did. So you're going to use this if and when you get a Philo. So
get a Philo.
Exactly, get a Philo.
Get a Philo.
But what this will let you do is will give you advantage on melee attacks, which again, hit them with your shield. That is an actual thing in D&D though.
Yes, it is.
So hit them with your shield.
It's a little known rule that they have that you'd have to look it up, but they do allow it. It's a
melee, right?
It's a melee.
It's a straight roll, right?
Yeah. God, what am I thinking? What is that?
I don't know. Well, why you try and find that? But it will give you advantage on that as long as you're on
improvised weapon.
There you go. As long as you're on Philo and your opponent is unmounted and they're smaller than your mount. And if your mount is subjected to an effect that allows it to make a dex save, to take half damage, it will take no damage if it succeeds and only half damage if it fails. So again, that's just you protecting Philo while you're with her, using your shields.
And if someone were to have the audacity to target Philo for an attack, you can force them to attack you instead.
Exactly.
Because how dare you?
Exactly.
How dare you? Now, the last feat that we picked is Skilled. So you get 2 skills and a tool of your choice.
Yes.
We chose wood carving tools, survival, and medicine because Naofumi, being forced out the way that he had to learn how to survive and learn how to make his own medicine.
Yep.
And with how he makes his, like, the new shields, wood carving, leatherworking, and if you are able to get smithing, I think that would be helpful as well. Yep. Those all play into you having to create your shields. Now, of course, there's one feat that we weren't able to pick this time around, but we're always going to recommend it. Go ahead.
The alert feat.
The alert feat.
Yep. I didn't put it on this character because it just doesn't really fit now for me. Obviously, if you're playing and you want an advantage to your initiative and you want to go first so that you can get it in front of everybody, take alert feat. But I didn't put it on here because it doesn't really fit now for me. Yeah. But what does fit now for me is at the end of this, you will have multiple languages you will have proficiency in more than half of the proficiencies in D&D, and you will have proficiency in a lot of tools.
Yes.
So all of this fits now for me to a T. On top of that, you have your arcane ward and other protection spells that you should be taking, and all in all, you will be a great survival and skill monkey to have in the party.
Absolutely. So that is all that we have for today. Please let us know what you think down in the comments, as always. And if you have an anime character that you want to see turned into a playable D&D character, let us know. Leave it in the comments down below. We will be reading them, and we will create any characters that y'all recommend or suggest that we have not already created.
Yep.
But until then, take it easy and